Who is the fairest one of all?
Hi everybody and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be creating this very vampy look to go with this hair color, and this is a mild goth look. And yeah, so if you're interested in seeing how to achieve this look, by all means stay tuned and we'll get to it. Okay, let's get started on this look, shall we? So we're going to be doing obviously a bit of a goth look, and I'm going to be going with a turquoise blue theme. So to go with this hair, right? Right. So let's get started. I'm going to start with, I've already primed my eyes with my NYX eye crayon, and so, you know, and did my eyebrows and did the rest of my makeup because just to save time. So we're going to get started on the eye look, and I'm going to get my brow bone here, and I'm going to be using the Makeup Revolution matte palette. These are all matte shades. So I'm going to be opting for this very taupey kind of shade in the brow bone area, and I'm getting out my smudger brush. I'm going to be picking up that shade. This is going to be a lot darker look than you guys are seeing me do, so that, you know, it's going to be different. And I'm just subtly applying that. I have to prop that hair back. Come on, mirror. Kind of coming down into the crease line a bit. Okay, now I'm going to be picking up the lightest shade in this palette, this one right here, to actually pop out the brow bone a little bit more. Okay, now I want to be going ahead and adding some color right onto my lid. So I'm going to be picking up a shader brush. This is just a small shader because I just want this basically in the center of my lid, and I'm using this Urban Decay palette. And I'm going to be getting into the blue shade right here and picking that up with just a little flat shader. And I'm going to be popping that on the outer third. This has a bit of a monochromatic flavor to it, so it is a shade that is very multi-dimensional. I think I want to bring it a little bit more into the center. Leaving that inner third open. And now with another, let's see, what am I going to use here for that inner corner? Use this one here, and I'm going to be getting into the, by the way, the blue color is called Shattered, if you're following along, and the light shade in here, which is called, what? Polyester Bride. That's going to be going into the inner third. just like that. Okay, now I'm going to be getting into a shade back from the Makeup Revolution palette. We're going to be creating our crease line, and as I said, this is going to be a little bit darker look than you guys are used to seeing on me. So for some people, this is going to be out of your comfort zone. And for others, you'll just be like, oh, cool. So I'm going to start with this taupe shade right here. And I'm going to be picking up an angled brush, and I'm just dabbing it onto the edge. I'm going to come out here to the outer third of my eye and work that on both sides to create my outer V and my crease. I have to turn my makeup mirror around because it's like, sorry guys. Okay, there we go. So just working that into the crease area that we're building. Okay, using that same brush, wait a minute, first I want to do a little bit of blendy blend. Blend this out a little bit, right up here. Okay, now, using the same brush, I'm going to be getting into, no, I think I'll go brush smaller. I'm going to get it into my e.l.f. angled brush, and I'm going to be getting into this gray shade right here. Just loading up the edge of the brush. And I'm going to be coming out here on both sides, and I'm using a patting motion to first apply it and then a bit of a brushing technique. So what I'm doing here is I'm carving out my outer V area, creating a shading effect. And now I'm drawing that down into the socket line. And now I'm going to give that a little bit of a blend with a smaller blending brush. Just to take away any harsh lines. Now, I'll be picking up the next darker shade right here, which is a darker shade of gray, and I'm going to be using a smaller angled brush for that. This, it's like a, I don't know, gunmetal kind of gray, but it's matte, so it's just a fantastic shade. I'm going to be coming out here and going ahead and cutting that line out there, guys, on both sides. And I'm using a patting motion, not a blending motion, guys, with this. And I'm taking very little product as I apply it. So now I'm carving out that outer V, as you can see. Very, very lightly touching this to my skin and patting it in. Now, dragging it into the socket line, halfway, just right over the center of your iris. Just like that. Okay, so now I'm going to be getting into one of my own Z palettes that I created, and this has some Wet n Wild shadows in it. And there's a couple right here that I want to use. I'm actually going to be getting into, first I will get into this really, really vivid blue. I'm going to be putting that along the bottom of my lash line with a very, very small, and I do mean small and narrow, smudger blush. So I'm going to be picking that color up now. And like I said, that is from a Wet n Wild palette. I don't remember the name of that palette, guys. I'm sorry. But seriously, any, you know, vivid turquoise color will work. And this one also has a bit of a monochromatic feel to it. So we're adding that into the lower lash line here. And so now I'm going to be adding that color just right into the outer V using the same brush, coming into the inner on the movable lid. And I'm taking that color and putting it right in the corner and drawing it down and in. See how that gives like a 3D effect? It just adds some dimension to the outer edge so that your eye looks very three-dimensional versus, you know, just one flat color. Just like that. Okay. Now I want to add just a little bit more dimension to the outer edge. So I'm going to go ahead and draw that out a little bit more with my Revolution palette, using that same brush that I used before. And I want to be careful how I do this because I want the colors to actually marry together. So I'm going to take a bit of this little bit lighter gray shade right here and then come into this one. So you'll see what I'm talking about here as I do it. So I'm coming into the lighter one first for my outer edge, and I'm just patting that in very gently. And I don't want to add any more color, so I'm going to give this a little bit of a blend. Okay, and then I'm going to come back in with the darker shade that I used like before. Actually, I think to cut this crease just a little bit more, I think I'll go ahead and use this darkest shade right here. And it's almost black, but it's not black, but it's almost black. Yeah, and I need my angled brush, not this one. Got the wrong brush. So grabbing my angled brush and picking up that, to you guys it probably looks black, but it's really not black. It's a very, very, very dark gray. So I'm going to be coming right into that outer V. Cut this a little bit more. Just like that, guys. Okay, so now I want to add a little bit more dimension to my lower lash line. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a black liner and I'm going to do my Rummel pencil went kapooey, so I grabbed my NYX, which I don't really like this pencil that much because it doesn't really stay put, so I'm going to have to set it. This one has a tendency to want to migrate. I mean, I love NYX products, but they're eyeliner pencils for me, and you know, I have allergies. It probably doesn't happen to everybody else, but because I have allergies, it wants to migrate on me, so it is what it is. It is what it is. Okay, where are you? There you are. So I'm gonna have to set that now, and I'm gonna use a black to set that with, but I want a little bit of like goofy shimmer to it, so I'm gonna be taking this Oil Slick from the Urban Decay palette that I used earlier, and we're gonna be using that to set this. There is some micro glitters in this, guys, in this blackout. No, oil slick, sorry. But I actually kind of dig that effect sometimes on the lower lash line for a look like this. So there's that. Now time for my eyeliner and mascara. So we'll finish this look up and I'll come back and show you the finished product. So here's the finished look. Thanks for watching, guys. As always, be true to yourselves, love yourselves, and be kind to others. Bye.
I'm taking a nap!
You want to take a nap?
I'm taking a nap here.
Okay, take a nap right there then.
Good night.